Eventually I'm just gonna turn on my camera and start yapping, start talking about valuable stuff. But for now, I like to just structure it on my phone. I don't like to waste anyone's time. I want to keep this as raw as possible while being as structured and valuable as possible. So, what I wanted to talk about was pretty much imagine if you had a book, there was no option to turn back the page. How carefully would you read the book? Pretty carefully, wouldn't you? Well, that's life. A book that you have to keep flipping, or else you're just going to stay stagnant in life. You're just going to stay the same person. You're not going to grow whatsoever. And what's crazy part? Most people don't even make it to page two. Out of all the pages there are in life, you don't even make it to page two. Instead of flipping the page, you decide to do what everyone else tells you to do. You decide to go to college because Miss Susan told you to. You decide to do what everyone else is telling you to do when they're actually trying to keep you down. Most people don't want to see you get ahead of them, but they want to see you do good. And so the moment you get ahead, they don't want you going much further, do they? You decide to let your laziness and incompetence get in the way. You decide to not go to the gym. You decide to get fat. You decide to get a useless degree for something that you didn't even really want. You decide to get ugly, lazy, arrogant, stupid. You decide to let your laziness and incompetence get in the way. All this stuff preventing you from being the person that you need to be, preventing you from being the person that you could be if you just took action and flipped the page. And it's all you. You have your hand on the book. You have the capability. You have the option to flip the page, but you didn't do it. You decide not to. You decide to stay on page one. Out of probably thousands in your book, everyone's is different. Imagine you, on your last breath, you'll say, you wish all those decades ago you just flipped the page. You wish all those decades ago you just took a risk. You wish all those decades ago you just flew to a random country to try to make money online without being told what to do 24/7 at your 9 to 5 that you don't want to work. You attempted to save your mother from being coerced in a labor market, right? You attempted to become the best version of yourself instead of listening to those around you who don't even want the best for you, or who don't even know the best for you. You're listening to people who are not in a position that you want to be in. That's something you never do. Why would you listen to another poor person if you want to be rich? That's not how life works, is it? It doesn't work like that. I learned this the hard way. A lot of people don't learn this until they're like their mid-20s, or maybe their early 30s, where it's a little too late. They have kids, a wife, a mortgage, they have responsibilities. They can't really do much at that point. On your last spread, you wish you at least attempted to do something exceptional with your life. Because the truth is, if you want the highest highs, you have to accept the lowest lows. So you're gonna have to get up thousands of times, and you're gonna have to get up thousands of times more, but you need to know yourself as a person, and you need to never stay down. That's what you need to do. You need to have confidence in yourself, self-confidence that you're never gonna stop. You're never gonna stop at the lowest lows, so you can achieve the highest highs. Yeah, you have to understand that, or else it's just not gonna work out. The people who stop at the lowest lows don't even get close to the highest highs because they stopped at the bottom. That's not how it works. So the lesson I'm trying to teach here is just take the risk, essentially. Like, imagine if I never flew to a random country, making money online. Imagine if I never moved out of my parents' house. Imagine if I never quit my 9 to 5, right? Imagine if I never quit video games at 17 to pursue business, right? Imagine if I listened to my teachers and I went to college for a useless degree that I didn't even want to get. Imagine if I really went to art school for drawing on my computer, which I didn't even really like. I was just trying to get into a random school. True story, by the way. And I actually got pretty good at drawing. I didn't pursue it though. It's not something I want to do, right? I was just trying to pick a random college. Imagine I did that. I would never know what the next page would be about at all. I would be taking a path that I didn't even want to go down. I'd be stuck on my page one because I didn't want to flip the page and take the risk. But instead, you know what I did? I flipped the page. I actually took the risk and I ended up on, well, I don't want to say what page I am on right now. I don't know. But I know I'm definitely not on page one like you guys. You guys are on page one. You need to start taking the risk. You need to flip the page. You have your hands on the book. You have the capability. You just don't want to for some reason. You must not want it bad enough. So if you're watching this right now because you need motivation to do something, that's gay. Just go and do it. You already know what you need to do, so just go and do it. This is how I used to be. I used to watch motivational videos. I used to not want to work unless I had motivation to do something. That is not what you want to do. You want to be disciplined. You already know what you want to do. You want to retire your mom. You want to quit your 9 to 5. You want to travel wherever you want. Location, time, freedom. You want to do whatever you want. So just go. You already know what you need to do. Now I'm actually, no, not reading from this structure, like the script that I had here. You already know what you need to do. Just go and do it, right? It's really that simple. And if you need a video to tell you that, then you don't want it bad enough. I want it bad enough. I want it bad. So I'm actually taking action. That's why I flipped the page.